So Stephanie, last time we talked, you kind of told me a lot about your anxiety and kind of how that interferes with your school semester and your everyday life. You talked about how you thought that kind of stemmed from the death of your dad, and you talked about your boyfriend being pretty supportive and your mom also being a big support system, but that it was kind of hard for you because of the distance between your mom and yourself. So I'll let you go ahead and...
Okay. Well, after our last session, obviously there's like a huge drought and there was all these fires going on everywhere, and my dad died in a fire, so it's like really bad for my anxiety. I had to leave Knoxville like 2 weekends ago. I was supposed to work, and so that was like another issue, but I just like couldn't be, I don't know, I felt like really scared being so far away from home and like waking up every morning to smoke, and then there was a fire over here and then over here, and there were so many close to my house, and I knew that going home was going to be like I'm going into the fires kind of, like, because I live in Cleveland and there were like Georgia was on fire. Cleveland's pretty close to Georgia, and the lake where I live was on fire, but I still just like wanted to be home.
Yeah.
And I think that really, it didn't like upset my boyfriend, but I think it kind of made him feel bad because he was like, I couldn't figure out a way to make it seem like I'm fine here, but I want to go home. I think he felt like he wasn't doing a good job of like comforting me and making me feel comfortable, but it really had nothing to do with that. It was just like I wanted to be with my family and him at the same time, like everyone together.
Right.
So I went home, went to the doctor, got different medicine because I'm on, I can't even remember what it was called, but I would take 10 milligrams and it wasn't enough. Like I would like get anxiety all the time, and if I took 20, I was like dead. I was like a zombie. I didn't really like, not that I didn't have any emotions, but I was just like tired all the time, like just like zoned out kind of. So it was like I couldn't find a good balance because I couldn't decide if I wanted to be like, do I want to be a zombie all the time or do I want to have anxiety all the time? So I finally switched to a new medicine, and I was on it for about a month, and then last weekend or 2 weekends ago, whatever, I had that big freak out, so I got 20 milligrams of that, and it's working so far. I'm gonna jinx it, but I don't know. I think that was just like a big ordeal. I had to like call into work.
Yeah, it sounds like you've had a lot of anxiety in the last couple of weeks, like with all the fires going on. It sounds like it's been a really big trigger for you.
Yeah, and it's like if one thing makes me anxious, then like 50 more things makes me anxious. I'm like, oh, there's a fire. Oh my god, what if the smoke gets to where I can't see? Oh my god, what if the whole, like, what if it spreads to all, like, where can I go if there's no on fire? I don't know. It's just like, if I get that bad, it's like every day I'll wake up and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna have another one. It's like I can't calm down from one to like recover before the next one.
You talked about your boyfriend trying to be supportive for you, and you said you felt like you maybe made him feel bad because you wanted to go home.
I was fine all that day, and I was supposed to work that night, and I just like started crying and having a panic attack, and I was asking him to take me home, and he like, of course he did, like he immediately was like, yeah, okay, let's go, I'll take you home, whatever. But after I got like home and calmed down, he was kind of quiet. I was like, well, what's wrong? And he was like, I don't know, I just feel bad that you had to come home to be comforted. Like, he was like, what if, like, in the future we move somewhere and we're not near our families, what are we going to do? Are we going to have to, like, am I not going to be able to comfort you?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it just made me feel bad, and that's not true. I just, like, I don't know. I guess it's just because it's fire. And, like, I just want to be with my family. Just because it's, like, so close to home, and it's, like, my biggest fear. So I feel like that's why I wanted to be with my family. Because, like, they know. They all went through it with me, so.
Yeah. Sounds like home is, like, your safest place. And fire is, like, maybe one of your biggest triggers.
Yeah. And I feel like after that, like ever since then, I've been like regressing. And like when I first got to college, I was like, yeah, like I don't need you, Mom. Like obviously I loved her and everything, but I like wasn't homesick or anything. And I feel like now that my anxiety is getting bad again, it makes me nervous to live so far away. And my boyfriend's talking about us moving to Nashville next year. And I'm like, I just want to live at home. Like, I like living here because I'm so close. And I can come and go whenever I want. But, like, Thanksgiving break, I went home, obviously, and I was fine. And then the day that I was supposed to come back, when I got back, I was like, where's my family? I don't know, it just feels weird. It almost feels like I'm getting younger or something. Like I shouldn't be here by myself, you know? Like I want my mom or something with me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, you kind of talked last time about how your mom was like your biggest supporter in terms of dealing with your anxiety, and now it sounds like you're still feeling that way. But that again, that distance between the two of you is causing some problems for you.
Yeah. I think it's because she has anxiety too, and so she knows what I'm going through. Like she knows what helps, like what you should say, like how to comfort me instead of some other people, you know, they're like, what, you're literally being crazy, there's nothing to be scared of. And I understand that, but in the moment, like I have no common sense. I'm just scared. I don't know what. And I think my mom understands that, so it's easier to be with her when I'm having a panic attack or talk to her on the phone even, like just to know she's there. So just because she knows what I'm going through.
Yeah, so is there ever a time when you're having, you know, a bout of anxiety here and you call her on the phone? Is that effective, or do you need to like go see her?
I can talk to her and it'll be fine. Even texting her, like just her being like, you're okay, you know, like you have so many, I guess, like a lot of people don't use logic. I know that sounds stupid, like the most obvious thing, but like I'll text her and be like, oh my god, did you see this fire? And she's like, you live in Knoxville, it's pavement, you're okay, it's so far away, I could be there in a heartbeat, you know, like, yeah. She uses so many things to comfort me and, like, so many reasons why I'll be okay, when other people are more like, just don't be scared. Yeah. Just like, oh, you shouldn't be scared of that, you're fine.
Yeah. It sounds like you've dealt with a lot of people trying to support you, but haven't been very good at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a friend, and she's awesome. Like, we're such good friends. We have so much fun, but she just does not understand. Most of my friends are really understanding about it, but she just is, like, not understanding at all about my anxiety. And she's not one of those friends that I, like, talk to about my anxiety. It's just, like, a friend to hang out with, not, like, a friend to talk to, but I don't know, she just kind of makes me feel like, she's like, what are you scared of? There's, like, nothing for you to be scared of. And it's just, like, I don't know, it just feels good for someone to, like, not make you feel like you're crazy.
It almost sounds like feeling like you're being judged or something.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to, like, come out and say it because, I mean, I know a lot of people have panic attacks and it's, like, different things trigger each one, so it's hard to, like, say, oh, I'm terrified because everything's on fire. And, like, somebody else could also be scared, but for a totally different reason, so they kind of even look at you like, why are you scared of that? Because I have a friend who has panic attacks induced by, like, confrontation. And I understand, like, panic attacks are awful, and I know that. I just can't, like, in my head imagine getting a panic attack about confrontation. Mm-hmm. Even, like, being me and knowing that what it feels like. So I feel like other people are the same way and, like, can't really put themselves in your shoes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but it sounds like you would be a good support system for somebody with anxiety since you understand it yourself.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, it opens your eyes. Because whenever I didn't get anxiety really bad until I was a senior in high school. And then, like, when I was a junior in high school, we went to New York City, and my mom's friends, like, paid for our plane tickets, and my mom was freaking out. She had to, like, go to the doctor and get like ask him how much Xanax like she should take to calm herself down before the flight started, because she has like claustrophobia, kind of like me. And at the time, I was like, Mom, it's okay. Like, the plane's not going to crash. We're going to be fine. But I think now, if I were to get on a plane, I would have to be, like, put to sleep or something. I would be so terrified.
Yeah.
And so I just always flash back to that moment and how I was, like, looking at her like, it's okay. Everything's okay. But now that I have anxiety, I'm like, I'm so sorry that I, like, minimized your fear, because that's awful.
Yeah. It sounds like you are really understanding of your mom's anxiety, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to be, and my sisters are like, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but they're like kind of starting. My youngest sister has panic attacks like pretty frequently, and it's just like awful because I know what she's going through, and I would not wish it on my worst enemy, because you literally are like, I'm gonna die for sure. So it's like hard to see her because she's only 14, so it's just really hard.
It sounds like your sister, even though she's going through this too, probably has some support through you and through your mom.
Yeah. Like, as bad as it is, like I said, I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but it's good that it's happening, like, it's not good, but it's, like, a convenient place for it to happen, because we all are, like, understanding of it, and can tell, like, oh, I've been there too, and, like, I don't know, just, like I said, we kind of, like, know what comforts each other.
Yeah. It sounds like it's good for her to be in your family. If she's going to have panic attacks, it sounds like it's good for her to be with you guys.
Yeah. And I don't know. Like, and like I said, it's like, if one thing knocks off my anxiety, it's like, oh, here we go. Because I had one panic attack. Just one. And I took medicine and everything was okay. Like, I felt so much better, and then that night I woke up just randomly like shaking and having another panic attack, and like I got over it after a while, you know, like my boyfriend talked me down and we went back to sleep, but the next day I woke up and I was like, I'm probably gonna have another one, and then I didn't, but then the next day I woke up and I was like, I'm probably gonna have one today, you know? It's
so
like,
once it starts, it kind of just keeps going and gets worse and worse and worse.
Because, like, once I have one, it reminds me how bad it is. So every day I'm like, oh, please don't happen again. And I kind of, like, obsess over it, I guess. Like, okay, I can't go there because that's going to make me have anxiety. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try to do things to avoid it, I guess. So it's just pretty annoying once it starts.
Sounds like it could be really hard to live with that in your everyday life, having to avoid certain places and not being able to go certain places.
Yeah, for sure. And, like, my doctor told me, and so many people have told me, and this is just, like, not in character for me, that I need to do yoga, which, like, sounds awesome. I'm just, like, not a physical person. I'm like, okay, sure. And I'm probably going to start just because at this point I'm like, what, could it hurt, you know? And my medicine is working a lot better, so it's not, like, pressing, like, oh my god, I need to do yoga tonight, or I'm going to, like, have a panic attack or something, but it almost like makes me feel better. Kind of like if I get scared, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get into yoga and I'm gonna know how to calm myself down. Like, it's just like that it's a possibility. And I googled it, and like all these studies were like that it helps so much. And everyone that I talk to says it's so relaxing and everything. So it's like, even if I'm not doing it yet, it's still like a good like possibility, I guess.
Yeah, it sounds like a really positive outlet, possibly.
Yeah, for sure. Because I also need to do exercise, but also because if it's gonna help me, like, stay in shape and also, like, help with my anxiety, that's awesome. I'm willing to do it, but I just haven't got around to it yet, but it helps me a lot just to think about it. Just to be like, okay, there's so many answers, like, there's gonna be something that helps me. Right. And again, every time I talk to you about this, it makes me feel like I'm panicking. I'm not like anxiety ridden all day, every day, but like, it's like pretty, it's like not a daily thing, but like every other day.
Well, it sounds like with the fires too, it's had a lot to do with it.
Oh, for sure. Like, I was fine until all these fires started popping up, and now I'm like, oh my god. And it's like I went home and there was no smoke, and there was no smoke here. And then I came back, and then yesterday Gatlinburg catches on fire. And I'm like, oh my god, this is on CNN. This is bad. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like one thing happens and I'm like, great. But like if it wasn't happening, like if there wasn't a fire, I feel like I would be fine. I feel like that's like the root of my anxiety for sure.
Well, and the semester is coming to a close too, and do you feel like that has anything to do with your anxiety too? Does that have any effect on it?
Yeah, it's really stressful with finals and projects and everything, and then especially like with my anxiety wanting to go home so much, I can't, like,
right.
Not that I need to go home that much anyway, but just like a couple weekends ago, even though it was 2 weeks ago, me going home, like I could have gotten so much done here, but I chose to go home and like call into work and get someone to cover my shift, and like, I don't know, I feel like also I had to call my manager, and I was trying so hard to calmly tell her what was going on, but then I just started bawling my eyes out. And now I feel like they're like, oh my god, she's gonna like break down at any time. Every time I come into the store now, I don't know, I feel like they're kind of judging me for it too.
Yeah, it sounds like that's kind of something you've experienced in the past too, so
yeah,
it makes sense that you might be worried that your work is judging you too.
Yeah. And it's just like so many people have anxiety, but it's like I said earlier, most people our age will like get stressed out about their grades, or like, yeah, mostly just their grades, or they have a big test coming up, and I feel like absolutely no anxiety about like tests or my grades. Like obviously at finals at the end, I get nervous, and that's like, it's not like I don't care about my grades, I just don't get like hyperventilate about them or anything. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of just hard to relate sometimes, or like to have people relate to me about it, because that's mostly what everyone's anxiety stems from, like our age group.
Right. So you have a pretty good idea that this is stemming from fires, this is stemming from your dad's death, this is something that runs in your family that you can all kind of understand and relate to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I was thinking, and also this, I'm like scared of storms, and I want it to rain so bad, and like it's gonna rain tonight, but I get on the Weather Channel app and it's like severe thunderstorms, and I'm like, oh my god, fires and now severe thunderstorms, like I'm gonna have a heart attack by the end of this week. And my mom's like, calm down, you're being a little crazy. But it's just like I said, like if there was no fire and just storms, I'll be like, okay, it's fine. Or if they're like, but it's just like everything's like,
yeah.
And it's the end of the semester, everything's like due, and projects and papers and final like exams. And it's just like such a stressful time for this all to be happening.
Yeah.
I guess.
But it sounds like you've got your boyfriend's support and you've got your mom's support, and you seem to know what to avoid, what situations to avoid to make your anxiety less of an issue for yourself.
Yeah, for sure. It's just annoying kind of to have to avoid those things, I guess.
Right.
And like, even when I went home for Thanksgiving break, my grandpa came and got me because like, apparently, I don't even remember this, but when I was having my panic attacks, I was like, I'm not going to be able to drive next week, I need you to come get me, and like, he just showed up, and I was like, what are you doing here? And he was like, I'm here to get you. I don't know, it's just like embarrassing. I was like, I'm 20 years old and you just came to get me. And he was like, well, you asked me to. And I'm like, did I? No. I don't know why I did that, you know? It's just like I like irrationally act, I guess. Like I need to be over cared for or something.
It sounds like you felt a little bit guilty when he showed up at your door.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I can drive. I have a car and a license and like money for gas. There's nothing stopping me from driving. I don't know why I didn't drive, and I don't know why even 2 weeks before Thanksgiving break I was thinking about Thanksgiving break. It's just like, I guess I was just thinking about things that I needed to do, and I was like, I can't drive.
Yeah.
And it's just like I have no, like I don't relate to that feeling at all anymore. You know, like I feel like, okay, why didn't I just drive?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So it sounds like you feeling a little guilty for your grandpa driving you, but that you understand you could have driven.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think that's why I feel guilty. It's because, like, there's absolutely no reason that he should have driven me to it. And then he had to drive me back Sunday, and it was just, like, so annoying for everyone because my boyfriend has the one key to our apartment, And so we had to like time it perfectly, and he lives in Nashville, and he got in traffic, and we didn't. So we were here so much earlier. Me and my grandpa were just sitting in the car together, and it was just like so weird. I was like, I should have just driven home. This sucks. But I hope that I didn't tell him to come get me on Christmas break. I mean, I don't remember it, but I might have. I don't know. So, but it's good. It's obviously never a good time to have like panic and anxiety, but it's good that it's happening now because it's like Thanksgiving break, and then we get all December off so I can go home and like be with my family and my boyfriend all together. So, and it would suck if this was happening in like September or something when we didn't have like a break coming up.
Right.
So obviously I'm never grateful for a panic attack, but if it's gonna act up, it's okay that it's doing it now.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like even though you've got all this going on, you're still able to look on the bright side and see the positive that it is almost Christmas break and you will get to go home soon.
Yeah.
And that is a big positive.
Yeah. I'm like literally counting down the days. I'm always like, how about you just come home with me for Christmas? Like to my boyfriend, I just want everyone to be together. I don't know why. And I don't know. What was I saying? Something else, I forgot. And I feel positive like about my new medicine. I feel like it's working a lot better, even though I still get like stressed. It rarely ever turns into an actual attack, like a panic attack anymore. Now that I'm on this new medicine, I've only been on it for about 2 weeks now, but I definitely feel a difference because used to I would just get scared of something like, oh my god, there's smoke in Knoxville, and even though I knew in my head, oh that's from the fire, it's 2 hours away, I'd still be like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, you know? And now, on this new medicine, I'm like, that's not gonna get here, and if it did, we'd have plenty of time to leave. I don't know, I just feel more, like, it's making me more rational about things.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so it definitely makes me more positive about the situation.
Yeah, it sounds like that medication change was a really much needed thing.
And I'm sure, like, half of it was probably, like, in my head, like, a placebo. As soon as I got that new medicine, I was like, oh, I'm better. You know, like, I'm sure that's not really how it worked, but it just made me feel better to know, like, oh, there are other options. We can keep trying things until something works, because something will work. So I guess that just, like, made me feel better that there was, like, it wasn't just this one medicine wasn't working, so I was going to have to do something else. But I don't know, like I said, I'm excited to go home for Christmas break, and also, I don't know, I'm kind of dreading it just because I don't want to be away from my boyfriend for that long, because he lives in Nashville and I live in Cleveland, and we do see each other a lot during Christmas, but I feel like he needs a break. I'm always like, I cannot wait for you to go home, I'm not going to text you, you can just have a week off of my anxiety, and he's like, you're crazy, shut up, but I don't know, I just feel bad. And I guess probably everyone feels like that. Like you're being kind of like a burden. And I'm just like, why am I bothering him about the smallest stuff? Like he has no worries, nothing to worry about. And I'm like putting so much on his plate for no reason.
Yeah. So sounds like you feel a little guilty when you have to ask for his support.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's just frustrating because I know he has things to worry about. Like he's really stressed out about finals and like the end of the school year coming and everything, and I don't overshadow that, obviously, like, talk to him about it, we talk about it all the time, but then anytime that I feel like, oh my god, I'm having a panic attack, I'm like, I don't want to tell him, because I don't want to bother him, he has things to worry about too, but he's never done anything to make me feel like that I should be, like, worried about it, if that makes any sense, so, I don't know. It's just pretty much literally all in my head. And I also feel that way, like, with my mom, because just the past couple of weeks I've been so bad. Like I said, like, it's getting better, but I would be like, Mom, you know, every day it was something. I was like, Mom, I'm scared because there was a fire. Mom, I'm scared because I hate living on the 10th floor. Mom, I'm scared, you know, and every day she was, like, comforting and consoling. She never acted like it bothered her, but in my head I was like, I know that she is getting tired of getting these depressing phone calls from me. If that makes any sense. Like I want to call her and be like, hey, how are you doing? How was your day? And not like, Mom, come get me, I'm so scared.
Well, I'm sure she understands. She's your mom.
Yeah. She's definitely really understanding, and it's never seemed to bother her. It's just that I overthink everything. I'm like, oh my god, she's probably talking about me right now. Like it's just something so irrational. But
I just want to warn you, we have 5 minutes left.
okay,
Just that's it.
okay. But yeah, I feel really like optimistic now. Like I said, my new medicine, I'm going home, not doing yoga. I'm thinking about yoga. It makes me feel better. Like I guess it just makes me feel better that there are so many like doors being opened. I guess.
Right.
And it's like next semester, it's not a new beginning. I'm living in the same place and going to the same school, but it kind of is. Like it's like a fresh start.
Right.
New year, like hopefully it rains a lot.
Well, then maybe by next semester you'll be doing yoga and
Yeah.
have a routine down.
Exactly. Maybe I wouldn't be thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's definitely like getting a lot better, so I'm grateful for that.
That's good.
Yeah. Just everything's on fire. That's not okay, but it's normal, I guess. We're in a drought, but. And also, I'm pretty sure my mom and my boyfriend are tired of me talking about fires and the weather. I'll be like, did you know that fire is burning so many acres? And my boyfriend's like, stop getting on the internet and looking at that fire. I'm just like, I obsess over it because I want to see, like, oh, it's out. Like, I want to get on the internet and somebody be like, oh, it's nothing to worry about anymore. We've got it contained. So I am constantly, like, refreshing. Like, did you see the radar? Did you see this? The wind's blowing so hard, like.
Sounds like you kind of start to obsess over the weather.
Yeah, if I just like spiral, and most of the time it's my fault because my boyfriend was like I deleted Facebook off my phone because every time I get on Facebook, it's like somebody shared a picture of this and somebody shared a picture of this. Jesus is coming back tomorrow, and so I'm like, oh my god, like this is so depressing. I have so many like bad things, or you'll see like here's a shooting and this place is on fire and this place is flooded.
Yeah.
It's just like. I don't know. It's overwhelming, and I think I need to live in like just here and not know like what everybody else is doing. If that makes any sense, like not know how everyone else is interpreting things.
It sounds like getting rid of Facebook was a good way for you to take yourself away from that anxiety.
Yeah, like over Thanksgiving break, I didn't get on it at all, and I felt so good. And then, so when I got back, I was like, you know what, I'm fine now. There's no fires, everything's okay. I'm gonna re-downloaded it, and then Gatlinburg on fire. So I was like, okay, delete again.
Yeah.
So, but at least I know, like, that will hurt me rather than help me.
Yeah.
So.
That's very insightful.
Yeah. But, I don't know, like I said, there's times when obviously I'm like, this is getting so much worse, but overall, it feels like I feel a lot better. And I'm like a lot more hopeful, I guess. Not that I was like hopeless, but like I can rationalize for myself.
Yeah.
And talk myself down.
Well, it sounds like in spite of, all the fires and everything that's been going on, you have been able to maintain this sense of like, okay, I have this support network, I'm on this new medication, like, it's not all bad. Like, there's still a positivity there.
Exactly. And
that's
it's
good.
Yeah, it's really hard to do that. Like, I would have never done it before. And it's such like an easy solution. It sounds so like obvious, but it really helps a lot to be like positive about the future and be like, you know what, a month from now I won't even remember feeling this way. If that makes you feel better, let's think of that,
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed talking to you today.
Thank you.